we just broke ground last week for a child care center. If you saw the picture in the paper, you probably noticed one little kid had jumped up and he threw sand straight up in the air, and you could see the sand up there in the air, and most people spotted that. But if you looked over at the picture on the far left, there was this little kid. He's like me, he's left-handed. He dug in, and we had lined up honorees that were there, but behind the little kids, well, this little guy put his sand in, and he went like that, threw it all over people. And in fact, Greg Edwards, your representative, got a face full of sand. I don't know if he told you.
Combat pay.
He had combat pay, but it was a wonderful thing. What we're doing in the child care center is we're going, because it's a campus community child care center, we are adding waddler care. Those are youngsters below 2 years of age, and we're going to have a room for infant care, which is desperately needed in the north part of the county. 2 future projects I just wanted to mention quickly. We have a new $60 million science technology building that we currently have in design, and we will break ground about 18 months on that new facility, and that's going to have new chemistry labs, new biology labs. It's going to be a great addition to the campus, and it's going to be connected to Houghton Hall for those that know the campus, so that we'll have a full science complex there. And so that's in the works. Plus, we have secured the funding for a new $40 million addition to the Rockefeller Arts Center. That's going to include all new dance studios, new computer labs. Computers are used for everything now. The scenery design, the costume design. When they design a costume, and they design it on the computer, and they want a size 8 pattern, they just take the design that's on the computer, they push a button saying they want a size 8 pattern, and it prints it out. They want a size 12 pattern, it prints it out, size 4 pattern. It is amazing the technology that is being used. And Rockefeller Arts Center was built before microcomputers even existed, and we really need to take care of those laboratory problems. So those are going on. Now, you're probably wondering, why are we doing construction, and how are we getting the money, and how's this happening? The really good news with the governor and the legislature is they recognize that they need to be helping to stimulate the New York economy. Given that construction projects are paid over 30 years, they're willing to go forward and allow the construction to continue, because you're not paying the bill all at once, to try and ensure there are jobs all over the state. It's not just happening at Fredonia, but it is happening at other places where higher education is, and so they're investing in the infrastructure, and it's the right thing to do. I'm an economist. Whether I was president or not, I'd be saying that is the right thing to be doing, and that is happening. And then finally, in terms of the campus, one of the things that I believe in strongly is we need to be involved in providing service to this region. We are a public university. We should be assisting this region in any one of a number of ways. You already know the Rockefeller Arts Center. We do over 200 cultural events there every year, and so we try to add to the culture. As we put the technology incubator in, that's going to be to help with the economic development of the region and kind of fill in one of those gaps that we have in our economic development. It's not going to solve all the problems, but at least it's something the campus can contribute and should be contributing to helping this economy move forward. Many of you probably know about our Youngerman center that's on campus. This is for speech and hearing. It is the only speech and hearing clinic in the entire county. It is a full service speech and hearing clinic, and they do a marvelous job. And they just had, a year ago, their 50th anniversary. This has been going on for 50 years on the campus. The child care I mentioned already. We're very proud that we're having students involved with nonprofit activities. We try to have students involved with internships to be helping companies, and companies in this area have been wonderful in responding to our students and helping them learn some hands-on experiential education, which we couldn't have without their support. Now, what are we looking in terms of growing in terms of service? Well, we are looking to expand some of our economic development activities through the incubator. We're looking at putting an entrepreneurship into the curriculum on campus. We are looking to expand some of our lifelong learning to reach out especially to people that are retiring and give them an opportunity to be coming back to campus. We just had a program on campus. We were just the site for the program. It was put on by the county, looking at the age wave. They were talking about baby boomers. I'm one of the oldest baby boomers in the United States. I'm within the first 40 days of when the baby boomers started, which was January 1st, 1946. And so we need to be looking at that population boom that's going to happen. So we're looking at that. We also are looking at ways to reach out to the school districts, to help the schools to enrich the curriculum. And for example, tomorrow we have over 350 high school students, some of the best math and science high school students in the 4 westernmost counties are coming to engage in a math science competition on campus. We try to have different age groups come to campus for science-related activities, for cultural activities, and I thought I would finish by sharing one cultural activity with you that happened on campus. And this was a couple years ago, so that this wasn't immediately. But our students, working with Julie Newell from our voice faculty, they put together an opera for youngsters. And it was called The Marriage of Fettuccine. Not Marriage of Figaro, Marriage of Fettuccine. And they were doing, one of the shows they were going to do was for youngsters, and it was going to be mostly 3rd and 4th graders. Now, I couldn't go to the evening performance. This wasn't the regular Hillman opera. This was a special opera they were doing. I couldn't go to the evening performance they were going to do, and they said, but you can come with these 3rd and 4th graders. Well, I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, I hope I'm going to be able to hear anything. I'm in there, and the kids are having a good time and everything. The curtain opens. They start talking to the students. They talk, first of all, about the voices. What's the difference between a soprano and an alto? So they actually had a little educational component in the beginning before they went in to the opera. Throughout the entire performance, which was about 60 minutes, 400 3rd and 4th graders were so quiet you could have heard a pin drop, except when they were laughing, because there were some really funny scenes in there. They had a great time as I'm walking out, and all these little kids are walking out. Some of them are going, oh, and trying out their voices and everything. I heard this one group of little youngsters who were walking ahead of me, and one of them said, wow, opera's really neat, isn't it? And I can only imagine the conversations that happened all over Chautauqua County that night as these little youngsters came in and said, hey, Mom, I saw the opera, and I really loved it. It's just part of the enrichment that the campus tries to do. We try to reach out as much as we can, and that's what a public university should be doing. So I hope I told you a little bit about the campus. I hope I told you a little bit about some of the directions where we are going, because I will tell you, having been the president there for 13 years, I'm very proud of Fredonia and the university. I was in a number of systems. I was in California for a long time. I was senior vice chancellor for the Minnesota system. And I'll tell you, Fredonia is a great place. It's a great community. It's a great university. And I'm just so pleased to be part of that university.